Good evening, my Real News Midday TV family. Welcome back to the channel for another news update for February 22, 2024. And in the news this evening, tension in Augusta town over police shooting. There is heavy police presence in Augustown, St. Andrew after residents mounted a fiery roadblock along the main road today over the shooting of a resident by the police. The man, who is reportedly aligned with the opposition People's National Party, was shot yesterday. Upset residents have accused the police of wrongdoing, which they have denied. The shooting is being probed by the Independent Commission of Investigations. Today, the area's Member of Parliament, Favour Williams, and the PNP's local government election candidate, Darrington Ferguson, and the Jamaica Labour Party's candidate, Venetia Phillips, met with the residents. Biggie shot dead in Kingston 11. A man was shot and killed on Howard Avenue in Kingston 11 on Thursday morning. The deceased has been identified as 21-year-old Dwayne Atkinson, otherwise called the Twin or Biggie, a construction worker from Uganda Drive in the community. Reports reaching the news are that around 6:20 a.m., police at the Pine Avenue checkpoint heard loud explosions sounding like gunshots and responded. They also alerted other police on mobile patrol in the area, who proceeded to the location. Upon arriving at the location, police saw the now deceased on the ground in blood, suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds to the head. Lawmen assisted him to the Kingston Public Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. No motive has yet been established for the killing, the police said. German woman found. The German woman who reportedly went missing in Jamaica on Saturday, February 17, has been found. She is 27-year-old Lisa Jame of Rheinfelden, Germany. Jame was reportedly last seen in Otteria, St. Anne about 1 p.m. on Wednesday. In an update on Thursday, the police said that Jame was found in good health. Haitian woman remanded on charge of illegal entry. A Haitian woman who was arrested on February 14 and charged with illegal entry was on Wednesday remanded when she appeared in the St. Elizabeth Parish Court. Lundy Casimir, 39, was remanded to return to court on Friday. It was reported that the police carried out a snap raid at a house in Burnt Savannah. During the raid, Ms. Casimir was found. When questioned, she told the police that she was transported by boat to Jamaica, but she was not able to say where the boat came ashore. Based on intelligence, the police are searching for a Haitian man who accompanied Ms. Casimir to Jamaica. JCF dismisses baseless reports about halting police overtime payments. The Jamaica Constabulary Force is refuting reports circulating on social media regarding a supposed temporary cessation of overtime payments under its workforce management system. JCF Senior Communications Strategist Dennis Brooks described the reports as entirely baseless and without merit. Mr. Brooks says the JCF finds it concerning that such false reports would begin circulating at this time.
Since the implementation of the WMS back in April of 2023, the JCF has remained committed to ensuring the well-being of our officers, including the prompt and accurate payment of overtime dues. At the end of February 2024, just this month, over $651 million in overtime payments was dispersed to members just this month. Now, since the system's inception back in April of 2023, more than $4.9 billion in overtime has been paid out to more than 12,500 rank and file members, with an average of over 10,000 members receiving overtime payments each month. The JCF High Command therefore takes these matters very seriously and views the spread of such misinformation and disinformation with great concern. And so we urge the public, and more specifically the members of the JCF, to critically assess the veracity of information encountered on social media and other platforms. The JCF remains dedicated to transparency and open communication, and we encourage those seeking accurate information to consult with our official channels.
Man charged over seizure of more than 100 rounds of ammunition in Old Harbour. The police in St. Catherine have charged a man in connection with the seizure of more than 100 rounds of ammunition and a pistol at his home in Old Harbour. Charged with illegal possession is 51-year-old entrepreneur Charlie Michael Goodwin of Begonia Crescent in Marlymount, Old Harbour, St. Catherine, and Florida in the United States. A date is to be set for him to appear in court. The police say Goodwin was first held on the night of February 18 at the Norman Manley International Airport in Kingston after ammunition was reportedly found in his luggage during a search. An investigation was launched, which saw investigators from the Old Harbour Police being contacted who carried out a search of his premises. According to the police, a 6-Sawyer pistol, along with 110 rounds of 9mm cartridges, was found in a piece of furniture. Following further investigations, Goodwin was charged. Men charged over robbery at a school in Manchester. 2 men have been charged in relation to a robbery of a school in Manchester. Siobhan Brown, 32, otherwise called a junkie, a construction worker of Grove Place District, is charged with a schoolhouse break-in and larceny, and the 28-year-old phone technician, Abago King of Ellen Street, is charged with receiving stolen property. They are scheduled to appear in the Manchester Parish Court on Wednesday, February 28. Reports from the Mile Gully Police are that about 5:30 p.m. on Friday, February 9, staff members securely locked the school's administrative office and left. The principal returned about 6:30 a.m. the following Monday and discovered that the lock was removed and the office was broken into. Several tablets, a phone, a laptop, and a larger quantity of food items were stolen. Acting on information, lawmen conducted an operation on Sunday, February 18, during which Brown was held and the stolen items recovered. He later led them to King's business place, where 2 tablets were found in his possession. King was taken into custody and both men were charged. West Marland police charge Cowpain. The police in West Marland have arrested and charged Dane Cowpain Rowe after he allegedly shot at a man in the community of Smithfield in the parish last month. He was charged with shooting with intent, possession of a prohibited weapon, malicious destruction of property, and using a firearm to commit a felony. It is reported that about 7:50 a.m. on January 22, the complainant was standing along the roadway when Rowe allegedly pounced upon him and opened gunfire at him. The complainant managed to escape unhurt. However, his motor vehicle sustained an estimated $50,000 worth of damage. A report was made to the police, and on Wednesday, February 14, Rowe turned himself in the presence of his attorney. He was charged on Wednesday, February 21, pending confirmation of a court date. Rum belly charged following St. Catherine shooting. The police in St. Catherine have arrested and charged Javon James, otherwise called Rumbelly, after he, along with another man, were involved in a shooting on Tuesday. Both he and his co-accused Ronaldo Knight have been charged with possession of prohibited weapon, unauthorized possession of ammunition, conspiracy, and shooting with intent. It is reported that about 5 a.m., the complainant was walking along Burke Road in St. Catherine when both accused allegedly opened gunfire at him. The complainant managed to escape injury and made a report to the police. The accused men were held by the police and were subsequently charged following a question and answer session on February 21. A court date is being finalized. Kevin Smith warned officers he would die ahead of ill-fated trip. There was a major development Thursday in the coroner's inquest into the death of Kevin Smith and the police constable Orlando Irons while Smith was being transported to Kingston. The head of Pathways International Kingdom Restoration Ministries died in the October 25, 2021 crash on the Linstead Bypass in St. Catherine. 2 police officers, Constables Siobhan Gordon and Ryan Harrison, who were in the ill-fated police vehicle carrying the accused to Kingston, testified during the inquest on Thursday, detailing that the disturbing series of events started before they left the Barnett Street Police Station in Montego Bay to take Smith to the offices of the Major Investigations Division in Kingston. There, they say Smith told now deceased Constable Arlonda Irons that the cup of tea he was having before starting the journey to Kingston would have been his last. They say Smith also told them they would not make it into Kingston and that he, Kevin Smith, was going to die. Both constables testified that Smith told them along the journey that the blue Toyota Corolla they were traveling in was never going to make it to Kingston. Constable Gordon, who was seated in the front passenger seat of the ill-fated service vehicle, broke down while speaking about the things Smith said and did in the car while being transported to Kingston. He related his testimony in tears as he described how Smith held on to the left shoulder of the driver, Constable Ryan Harrison, pulling him after shouting out in the car that he is from Bogwalk, St. Catherine, and that he wanted to die there. Some police and soldiers unable to vote due to absent ballot papers in Portmore. Some members of the security forces were reportedly unable to vote today at the National Police College of Jamaica and the Mobile Reserve as the ballot papers for the Bridgeport Division and the mayoral candidates in the municipality of Portmore were absent. The special groups comprising members of the security forces and election day workers are voting ahead of the general public next Monday, February 26. Polling stations opened at 8 o'clock Thursday morning, closed at 4 p.m. Speaking with the news on the issue late Thursday afternoon, Fitz Jackson, Member of Parliament for St. Catherine South and the PNP Supervisor for the local government election in Portmore, said he was informed that the EOJ will convene an emergency meeting to decide how to address the issue. The question is how the issue will be resolved, given the fact that the special groups are not allowed to vote on Monday. Mr. Jackson said that the EOJ must take whatever steps are necessary to address the failure and ensure none of the officers is disenfranchised.
From where we stand, whatever steps need to be taken to ensure that those officers are not disenfranchised because of failures in the EOJ. So we're looking forward to some resolution that will cause the persons who were not able to vote today because the ballot papers were not there for the councillor candidate and the mayoral candidate to be addressed. Given that failure, it has to be corrected, and there is some time between now and Monday. But for sure, those citizens of Jamaica must not be disenfranchised. So the EOJ must take the necessary